Many people who visit Mariposa County and Yosemite National Park have discovered a back road to history.
The gold rush town of Hornitos is a bit off the beaten path and offers a glimpse of California's gold rush days. Hornitos is located between Merced and Mariposa off Highway 140. Action News reporter Gene Haagenson traveled to the tiny ghost town and found it very much alive.
Hornitos is known as one of the best preserved ghost towns in the West, but it is not a dead town. First settled by Spanish and Mexican miners in the 1840s, the town exploded during the gold rush of the 1850s. Some of the colorful past remains standing, like the Masonic Lodge built in 1856. Other buildings, like the Girardelli General Store, are in ruins. The Girardellis took the money made selling to miners in Hornitos and moved to San Francisco to set up the still thriving chocolate business. But back in the 1850s, business was brisk right here.
It was a thriving metropolis, if you will. Some people say 15,000. I think it was a little less than that.
The town population now numbers a lot less, around 60. Eric Erickson is a lifelong resident. The retired rancher and former Mariposa County supervisor was one of the last students at the old Hornitos school. He took us into the town hall to show us pictures of how things used to be.
It's a picture of the Plaza Bar, George Reeves Butcher Shop.
The butcher shop turned bar is still in business, run by Richard Ortiz.
So you grew up, your parents ran this bar?
Yeah, I grew up right here in back. Born and raised here.
And you said this back part was originally made in Germany?
Germany, yeah.
And was in San Francisco?
And then Virginia City. And then from Virginia City to Merced, a place called Sousa's on Canal Street.
Today, most of the business comes from bikers, and there's always a bottle of Hornitos tequila behind the bar. Back in the day, anyone getting too much tequila might end up in the Hornitos jail.
I hate to be held in here for very long.
Built to last and escape-proof.
That was to chain you to the floor. You were not going to get out of here.
Once free, those who'd gone astray could perhaps seek redemption just up the hill at St. Catherine's Catholic Church. Still part of the Fresno Diocese, it's open for special occasions like the annual Day of the Dead candlelight procession. The old cemetery is a favorite for sightseers who are passing through town.
People like to take the back roads, going to Yosemite or from Yosemite.
Ruth Latona caters to some of those back road visitors in her gift shop. It's an old general store that had been shut down for 40 years before she and her husband opened it up 8 years ago. She's in love with the town and its history.
We like to walk through, and somehow you feel how it could be then.
And there are many stories, real or imagined, about Hornitos. I'm standing in what was the basement of Rosie's Fandango Saloon. A tunnel used to connect the saloon to the building across the street. And as the story goes, the notorious Mexican bandit Joaquin Murrieta managed to scurry through this tunnel one night to escape the law. Most days, Hornitos is a quiet place to get away. Dorothy Bowers, the town's oldest resident, she's 97 and has lived here for 70 years.
When there was more people, there was more activity, but the quiet is nice too when you get old.
But there are some busy times. The annual Enchilada Dinner in March draws hundreds from all over the state. It's one of the community fundraisers. Townsfolk use the money raised to help preserve this small piece of California history for anyone who feels like taking a back road trip through time. In Hornitos, Gene Haagenson, ABC 30 Action News.
And if you would like to take a trip, the annual Hornitos Flea Market takes place Sunday, October 6th. The event draws vendors and visitors from all over the state, and the proceeds go to preserve the town's history.